English 1 students, this is your weekly video for week 8. It is March 8th, 2021. So this video will go through the assignments for the week, and then I'm going to provide an explanation for the quiz. That's why my video isn't on, because there will be a lot of text on the screen at different points. So your assignments for the week, you have your weekly video, and the which is this, and the quiz that follows. You'll have the Poet-X 5, which is an ed puzzle, of course. And then you have a poetry analysis quiz that I'm going to go into detail right now. So the quiz will ask you to analyze this poem. And so I'm going to take you through it pretty slowly, and then I will link this video at the top of the quiz so you can rewatch it. And I encourage you to rewatch this video as many times as you need to in order to do well on this quiz. Remember, quizzes are mastery grades, which means they count a little more than your usual assignments. All right, so the title of the poem, Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. So you can break this poem down, and it's important in order to do well on this quiz, you need to be reading the poem again and again, okay? So hope is the thing with feathers. So we realize there is a comparison here. You need to think about what has feathers, okay? What is something that has feathers? And so we're comparing hope with, I'm not going to give you the answer, but a thing with feathers, right? And it sings a tune without words, okay? So hope is this thing that is singing, and it doesn't stop. It persists. It perseveres. It keeps going. And in really good places, the sweetest in the gale, a strong wind is heard. So even in these loud situations, hope is heard. And sore, and you can look at the bottom here, it says, in this case, sore refers to the severity or terribleness of this hypothetical storm, so this made-up storm. So strong must be this storm that could abash, and abash means to destroy, the little bird. Okay, and notice bird is capitalized because if you think back to the beginning of the poem, hope is being compared to something. What is hope being compared to? Okay, so these strong winds could destroy this little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea. So hope is everywhere, right? In the coldest places, in the farthest away seas, yet never in extremity. So the furthest limit or extreme degree or nature of something. So even in intense extreme times, has hope ever asked anything, not even a crumb, of me? Okay, so hopefully that'll help you break this down a little bit. So we're going to look at the questions. What is the best definition for perches based on the context clues from the poem? A type of bird flying quickly, chewing slowly, sit upright on. Okay, and if you need to Google it, it's okay, but you should be able to look at this and think, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Okay, so use the context clues to figure out which one makes the most sense. Number 2, what does the extended metaphor in the poem compare? Okay, so this is what I talked about in that very first line. Hope is the thing with feathers. Okay, so in that very first line, we have the comparison. What is the best word to describe the tone of the poem? Remember, tone is the attitude of the speaker. Okay, so be thinking about some words. Hope, sings, kept so many warm. It's never asked a crumb of me. So focus on this diction and think, is it optimistic, positively thinking? Is it upset? Is the speaker sad? Is it sweet? or is it depressed? Okay, so hopefully you can at least narrow it down to one or two. All right, and then based on your answer to the last question, what evidence best supports this tone? Okay, so if you have to think about what did you choose, and then which of these lines supports your answer the best. Okay, mood is the reader's experience. So is this a happy mood, an anxious mood, a depressed mood, or an uplifting mood? And remember, you want to focus on the diction, right? Hope is a thing with feathers, okay? What kind of mood is that setting for the reader? All right, number 6, sensory language. Remember, sensory has to do with your 5 senses. So which of these have examples of description that uses the 5 senses? So be thinking about your sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. God, I always miss one. All right. What type of figurative language is little bird in the second stanza? Is it symbolism, onomatopoeia, allusion, and simile? I know we haven't talked about all of these super strongly, so you might want to narrow it down by ones you know that it isn't. You can also Google these words if you need to. And then number 8, the poem suggests that hope is singing. We've talked about this a lot. What type of figurative language is this? Is it onomatopoeia, personification, allusion, or simile? Hope is singing. All right, that is your quiz, 8 questions. You only have one opportunity to take this quiz, so please take it seriously. Slow down, read the poem, reread the poem a third time, as many times as you need to get a full understanding of its meaning and answer these questions correctly. All right, I will see you in live class on Tuesday or Wednesday. Bye.